right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to another edition of Rando Monday. Today, as usual, I will be your host, Webin. Today, we're going to do something, again, not too dissimilar from what we usually like to do here. Tonight, we're going to do an Archipelago Sync, which is where we're playing multi-world, multi-game randomizer all at the same time. There are three of us today, and we're going to be doing Konami games. I just happened to kind of roll up that way. So again, I'll be hosting. My name is Webin. Join me in the booth. We have Propies.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. And not in the booth, but in the chat, Dog Developer, of course. Away from the crowd, if you can, there, Dog Developer. So on the screen, we're gonna have two Castlevania Symphony of the Night seeds and one Yu-Gi-Oh! Forgotten Memories, all going to be played at the same time. Some of you have probably seen Soten plenty of times. You may not have seen Forgotten Memories plenty of times, but maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Tonight you're going to see both games, two of the one and one of the other one. As we go into it and start progressing, of course, I'll explain a little bit more about what an Archipelago game is in general and a sync is in general. I'm going to go ahead and get my audio on. Maybe... Okay, my audio is not on, so I'm going to fix that real quick. Okay, fix that. Yay, audio's on. Okay, so sit back, relax, enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, depending on where you're at, where you're from. I'm getting ready to throw a countdown in chat, so Dog Developer, who again is not in our booth, can know when we're going to start. But we're going to go ahead and get that started within 10 seconds here. So countdown is a go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So, of course, as always, as an Archipelago sync, or Archipelago game, Archipelago is a multi-world, multi-game randomizer. Let me go ahead and put a name in here. There we go. And what that means is we have multiple games being played at the same time. I do not have the ability to skip cutscenes. Great. This is going to take... No, maybe you do. So we have multiple games going at the same time. Items are randomized in our own games and between our games. So for all of our games combined here, we are Captain Planet, Captain Konami today, as it turns out. Probably not all that too dissimilar. But essentially, as we find key item locations, we have to go ahead and build those up and start using what we need and what we can to be able to complete our individual games. Obviously, for Symphony of the Night, our goal is to, of course, beat the penultimate Dracula and collect enough materials and resources along the way to be able to do so. So our checks are going to be kind of random per as far as what we're finding in Symphony of the Night. I don't know where our item drops are going to be. They're probably going to be on all key item locations or item drop locations. Also, we are simulcasting. I want to make sure I mention that on Twitch and YouTube, so you can watch it either way. But again, for Symphony, we are trying to certainly get as many items as we can to send to the other players, as well as to help our own selves along the way. For Forgotten Memories, I believe you get your kind of key things as you complete your hands or your games. You might have to explain that a little bit for me.
I'm trying to fix the game lagging, but mine's the vanilla game, unfortunately, but I get them by card drop, so I'm using the 15 card mod. So
okay.
I just get 15 cards at a time.
Okie doke. And as far as your AP items, sending 8 items across, what triggers those?
Like me sending to other games?
Yeah. What triggers an AP item per se?
Any card I obtain within the game. So, you gain them by beating duelists.
Okay. So you get unlocks by beating duelists, and you get up to 15 per break. From the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Just a pretty hefty amount. That is quite okay. I can tell you already, if you're interested in what the noises are that are happening on my game, the music has been randomized in addition to item drops. General item drops. Bats do not normally drop hammers. These wolves do not normally drop werebanes, and zombies don't drop cheesecake. So we have something to start with at least. And a shield rod. I'm very happy to see shield rod. And a scimitar. So we got weapons to start. I don't know what I can't see what Dog Developer's got, but rest assured, I'm sure he's well on his way. Morn Blade. I want a Morn Blade. I want the Morn Blade. I like the Morn Blade. All right. So naturally, at the beginning of Symphony of the Night, you have to go through the process of entering the castle after you do the prologue. Death takes away your fancy gear, which you can absolutely beat the game very well with. And there is a way to keep said gear. But I have never truly learned the way to do that, so it is what it is, and I will have what I have. So, equipment-wise right now, I've got a couple swords. I got the scimitar, I've got the werebane. I'm going to hook the werebane up. I do also have the shield rod, which is nice. It's not too bad on its own, but it shines with being attached specifically to a shield, hence shield rod. So, again, just try to go through this quick. There's some ramen right there. Delicious ramen. Ramen's great. Enjoy yourself some ramen. Okay.
I lost the first duel. That was not good.
Okay. Cube of Zochek, I sent a strawberry to Dog Developer. So on the bottom right quadrant of your screen, you'll see the item tracker as we collect items and send them across. It's attached to my name currently, so the items that get collected will be in relation to, well, generally relation to me. However, you'll get the kind of the generality of the quality or the necessity of the item based off of the color of the item itself. If it's light blue, it's an item that's useful, but not required really ever. If it's dark blue, it's an item that could be progression, but is not necessarily progression. If it's purple, then it is an item that's progression. What that simply means is if it's a progression item, it's an item that will help us to continue to, quote, progress in our own game. Currently, I have no relics to start. I do have a little bit of gear. Nothing particularly notable. Werebane is a decent start. It's a much better weapon than the short sword. Meanwhile, on the top right, if you enjoy yourself some Yu-Gi-Oh! Card gameplay, your Pro Piece is going to go ahead and blitz through as many of those games as he can in attempts to get to the end of his game. I imagine beating as many possible duelists as possible. I did used to really enjoy playing that game when it originally came out, but it's definitely a game nowadays that you have to have an English degree to be able to play, because it's just so... You have to read a book every single card of what it's capable of doing. And some people have done their homework so much they can win first round every time, and it's ridiculous. But I tend to just nod my head on some of that level. But the original stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
Progression items help you progress, yeah. I know. I see, as a teacher of sorts, I try to tell my students to never use a word to define a word. To progress means to move on in the game or the process of what it is you're working on. There you go. I always yell at them, don't use the word to define the word. It's not... It's less efficient, sure, because you could just say it means to progress, sure. But I yell at them all the time for that, and I still do it myself. Okay, sir, you can stop chucking... Ooh, I'll take that. Necklace of J. Decent piece of defense early. Better than what I had, which was literally nothing. So far, I haven't really seen anything at all. I see a couple useful items. Oh, I got Leapstone. You got me Leapstone, and I didn't even notice it. See, that's what happens when I have that kind of shortened
I
down.
guess I could have said something, but I didn't know.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, but I do have the Leap Stone now. The Leap Stone is a progression relic that allows you to double jump, which is useful pretty much the entire game. And while it's not absolutely required to beat the game, it does make the game a lot easier to play. It is definitely a progression item for sure. Give it to you when they around the bike era. Well, I watched the original series to a point. I played the original game to the point. I love my Jinzo trap deck. That was so much fun. But yeah, some of the crap that they do now, it's like, you know, the TV series never actually followed what the cards really could do. It's like, oh, my Karibo suddenly there's 50,000 of them. How do you do that in the real game? You can't. But it looks good as a story. Looks good as a story filler. But yeah, that just happens. Alright, I got a Moonstone apparently. I have no shield, so this is not the friendliest fight. Okay. So the Moonstone is a good piece of... Oh, 2 of them! How did I get 2 of them? I mean, I'm not going to complain about having 2 of them. I should not have gotten 2 of them, because that's kind of broken, but I will not say no! Still working with the weapon I've got, though. So, for me, key items, or item unlocks are going to be behind items laying around on the ground. It could be from killing the bosses. It could be from just general progression. So there is exploration unlocks. So every like 10% of the game I explore, and same with Dog Developer, it looks like, we get an exploration token. And miso soup, thank you. So that's an unlock. Every one of the bosses is generally an unlock. Every item can be an unlock. Item drops off the enemies are randomized. They can also be, if you're playing in a longer kind of setting, they could also be what unlocks your piece of parts as well. I think the last AP the async that we did, that was the case for Somebody's Seed. They had to kill every monster essentially until they dropped their items, which was really a nasty pain, to be fair. But bestiary entries. Okay, so you have to at least kill the enemy for it. Okay, I thought it was them dropping stuff. No, it's the entry. Got it. Because it was the ectoplasm in the one that I needed from somebody, the last one. All right, so we're gonna go all. Oh wait, I have double jump. I don't have. Do I have any other things? Did you guys give me anything? I don't have the list here of things that are popping where I can see easily. So I apologize if I miss it. There's also drop sanity, but that one's based off of rare drop of the monster. Imagine for a moment that you have to get the rare drop off the dodo bird. Which is by far and away the most annoying one because 1, it's deep in a room, so there's no easy way to reset it. 2, it runs as soon as you see it, as it sees you, and the quantity of drop is one of the lowest in the game. So, good luck! So, that doesn't sound like fun to me, unless you just really want to have a long seed. I don't believe we have Bestiary Sanity on for this. Just to see I did that, I had a Vlad on an Archer for the Vorpal drop. That is also terrible. That's another spot you really don't want to have to grind, because the inverted stairwell that has those archers drops the Vorpal. And the Vorpal's decent if you get it soon enough, but it's absolutely not worth the grind. It just, just say no. Go to the inverse library, get yourself the Chrysogrim. But the Vorpal in of itself is actually pretty good. It's not as strong as most weapons, but it can be as fast as you tap the button, which is pretty sweet. Got some life vessels coming my way. Got some stuff going your guys' way. So again, we're kind of doing a Konami night. We were going to do some other things. We had a drop at the last minute, so I just decided to make it all Konami, which is basically Castlevania, and Yu-Gi-Oh! battle axe that I'm not going to be able to use. Expiration token, get. So one of the things that we send to Pro Piece very often is the star chips. Can you, again, explain what the star chips are for?
Star chips are currency, so I could buy cards with them.
And
but they're they're a set amount of star chips. So if you need a card, it could be like 800.
I'm buffering on your thing. I'm glad I saw that. I'm refreshing your screen because it looks like it was buffering there for a moment. There we go. So you need like a lot.
Yeah. Like some could be like 25 or 30, but it's more likely that you'll need one that's very expensive.
Sure. So per as far as items that we send you, I don't know, is that the only thing other games send you other than levels or what?
Yeah, you send me duelists as well.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was hoping it was more than just the currency. I mean, if that's what it was, that's what it was. But I figured there's probably a little bit more depth to the AP world for it than that. But I mean, if that's what it is, then that's what it was. There you go. Strawberries up there. I don't need the strawberries. So the kind of junk item for Castlevania is food items. Because food items, while, you know, nice in a pinch, is not necessarily the most useful thing in the world. Because unlike, say, Skyrim logic, where you use the item in your inventory and it heals you immediately, in theory, you have to throw the food item on the ground, run over to it, and then pick it up and eat it. Unless it's peanuts, which you chuck in the air and then you eat that from there. Hey, I got sunglasses. I've got my first armor piece aside the Moonstone. Which, again, I'll add is kind of broken this early. That's one of the more powerful general items you can get. But... Ooh, and a sundae. I somehow got 2, and I'm not quite sure why I got 2. Should only have gotten 1. You know, I'm not going to complain about that, honestly. It might sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. Considering I have no other armor, I'm definitely happy to have it. Now this guy sucks to fight on the best of times. Gotta fight him twice. Didn't really need to come all this way for a single item, especially knowing that it's dangerous to do so. But hopefully that one item was worth it. Actually, I can... Oh, that was not how to get that one. Alright, 2 items. Unfortunate. Alright, so we gotta go climb all the way back up now. By the way, if the game audio is too low or voice is too low, please let me know. I will be happy to fix that on the fly. Money! Want to get to the library as soon as possible. Quick tip: Red Rust works on Doppelganger. It makes it so he can't attack you for a bit. That's interesting detail. I did not know that. Oh. A bunch of stuff just happened. We got a Dragon Helm. Dragon Helm is one of the best helmets in the game, if not the best helmet in the game. You typically start the game with that. Oh, Baylor! You typically start the game with that helmet, but again, you lose it when death goes. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take all your fun stuff. It's the Metroid syndrome. You start the game with all your power-ups to know how powerful Samus can really be, and then, oops, I tripped on a rock. You've lost all your power-ups because reason. Wait. Yeah, no, I had a thought, and I'm like, let me follow that thought through real quick. So the game can happen, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong going through the castle with all your gear. I mean, you went in with your gear, you should be able to use your gear, but it's not fair. It's not fair to start the game with what literally could be the best general gear in the game. I got the Alucard mail, which you might as well be wearing paper because it's about as effective. The Alucard mail, which is a kind of a fairly well-hidden piece of gear, goes along with the Alucard helmet and the Alucard... No, it's the shield, sword, and helmet. On its own, it's still better than literally nothing. But by the time you're able to find it, it's not particularly worthwhile, honestly. Except that, if you manage to pick up all three pieces of the Alucard gear, which they're all sitting next to each other, where you find them, you get a super luck mode, which allows you to hopefully get some better drops and crits in theory. It's generally better just to kind of ignore it unless you're really desperate for drops, and I mean desperate. Oh yeah, I forgot about the special here. Alright, so I don't need to worry about that item, and I think there's one more item in the rafters up here on the left. Ow. Not having a shield sucks here. Ooh, more money. I don't see an item up in that one. I forget exactly which one has the item. Okay, and that's just the food, so we don't have to come back this way. And I just got the Marsil. Well, according to this firebrand, but the Marsil is a much better weapon. Unless it was just renamed. Nope, it is not. The firebrand and the Marsil are two different weapons. I don't see where I got both, but I got both. And now Dog River has their Leapstone. But yeah, the Marsil and the firebrand are fun fire weapons. One of these is far more explosive sounding, and it's really cool. Big, good, thumpy sounding destruction. But yeah, firebrand is stronger, and I'm happy to have it. It's not as thumpy as the Marsil, but it definitely will do the job. And I'm glad I got that stretched out today, because anytime Pro Piece unlocks things, the screen kind of goes with all the things that they've gotten.
Yeah, at the start there's going to be 15 items at a time.
You sent the big things is a Leapstone and Echo of Bat, which technically, and I'll take that fire mail. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to say no to that either. The Echo of Bat is normally a progression item you need to have to be able to beat the game. But, yeah, Alucard gear also changes your display name from Alucard to Alucard. But the Echo is normally required in the vanilla game, and I suppose technically required here to continue. But if you manage to get a hold of the Spike Breaker, then the Echo of Bat becomes worthless. Because there's very few things, very, very little worth of the Echo of Bat. With the exception is if you happen to get the Power of Echo, and then you can break candles while you're at battle sort of for free. Either way, Echo of Bat and Power of Echo there, or Forceful Echo, whatever it's called, technically, is not really required if you can get the Spike Breaker. So, something really good we would both love to see is either the Soul of Bat, the Super Boots, the High Jump Boots, or Mist with Power of Mist. Those would all be things we really want to find. Also, we want to find, potentially, is the Jewel of Open, although you can technically have a seed that you don't need to have the Jewel of Open to progress either. Yeah, I have no shield at the moment that I've seen come in. I'll have to take a look at my inventory, see if I happen to catch one or not. I have not. And I believe, yep, my firebrand is still... And, never mind, there's a Ring of Arda. Ring of Arda is king of all rings, the golden ring to rule them all. So this is a extraordinarily broken item in the game. It gives you plus to all your stats by a significant margin. And it has a very perfect use in that it makes you pretty much unstoppable even with just one of them. You can wear two of them, which makes you absolutely unstoppable. But if you plan on using the duplicator, if you can manage to get a hold of one either by a random drop or by purchasing one, the duplicator does damage your stats pretty heavily. One Ring of Varda attached with that helps to negate the damage that does. But then again, at that point, you may not even need it. So I'm going to show you a fun secret here. If you come into this room, break this wall, and stand here for like a solid, heck, I don't know, minute, 30 seconds, minute, you'll go down to the next room. Normally, by the time you get to this point, the items you're going to get from this other room would be incredibly useful. But if you don't know that the secret is here to do this, and you come back later with a mist, which is how you actually access that room from aside this secret elevator, those items are far less useful.
Yeah, there's a bug in this game where I'm not sure if it's just in the starter deck, but if you have cards in your deck, it won't give you the progression for that card until you remove it from your deck. So I'm assuming it's just a starter deck glitch, just because you have to start with 40 cards. But I found two of my duelists just from editing my deck.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know. This is not behaving today. I don't know if they've patched this, fixed this, changed this. There it is. I was gonna say. Bop, bop. So there's a token, a star chip, and some TNT. Good. None of which would be super useful there, but the exploration token, I'll take it. So I gotta go up the right side once I come back up. But yeah, so these games are both technically still in beta, which means there's gonna be some issues, some bugs, some things that keep them from operating completely correctly. And that's okay. We'll deal with it as it goes. Some of the things have been corrected over time. Some of the things are known issues that have been brought up where they need to be brought up. And some of them are still being discovered as time goes on. For example, that right there where to get credit for the checks that he should have gotten, he had to change his card load order. That might be something that he may have to do on a regular. It might not be. Who knows? And I just sent an a la carte mail to Dog Developer, so he's going to very much have a nice piece of armor. He's already very much chucked right on up to the top of the outside of the clock tower. I'm just kind of playing catch up at the moment. Curtains every night also has some fun trap shenanigans that can also be messed with. Correct. If you so desire to have a little bit more chaos in your game. I'm not sure if any of those were added here. I basically just took the same exact settings that Dog Developer had and copied them over. So a lot of the things I think are random, per as far as what we're going to be able to do, and maybe less so, some less so. All right, so I have the fire mail, the fire sword, and I'm going to be taking on Doppelganger level 10, I think, technically. Ow. 2 hits. I forgot I had the Varda ring as well. That's kind of broken. That's fine. So, in this game, the clock tower tends to be, by far and away, in my opinion, the worst place in the game. For a few reasons. Primarily because of the stupid constant barrage of Medusa heads. And if you're trying to do the secret room, you have to deal with the Medusa heads and the Harpies and or Valhalla Knights or Hell Knights that are throwing their giant flame sabers at you through the whole time. And that can get really cumbersome and really troublesome trying to hit those switches. It also is a pain in the backside when you're doing that, and you don't have like a double jump, a fly, or high jump or something to help you recover a little bit easier. It's just kind of annoying. And usually that room is not super good. Another firebrand. But you never know. Yay, I got the red rust. Thanks. Not the worst sword in the game, but pretty daggone close. Worst one being the terrifying, which literally does no damages and swings in about an hour's time. Good luck. It's literally a completely useless item. I don't believe there is any reasonable or logical use for it, other than just to be like, hey, you got a really cool sword right next to the final... Oh, it's garbage. Getting plenty of food items here. But I do appreciate having the double jump. That does make a lot of difference in movement. A lot of bosses become a bit more manageable with double jump, and you're expected to have it once you get to a certain point. But without it, some of the bosses become a lot harder to deal with. That book just dropped me $2 grand. Somebody's life savings was stuck in that book. I can afford rent this month. Yay! The firebrand, a buffalo star, and another star chip. Excuse me. Alright, so we're gonna go visit 2 places here that we can get to. I think we can get in and out of this one. Yeah, we can. But yeah, we've got a bunch of money as random drops, so we're going to go ahead and run immediately, now that we're here, to the librarian, or the old man.
It's been a long time,
one. Master Alucard, it's you!
I'm interested in this.
Thank you.
Had a few onyxes.
Thank you.
I'm interested in
Alright,
this.
ghost card. We're definitely going to grab a library card. I would have lost my mind if that was an Alucard shield.
Thank you.
But there's an Alucard shield. It's not quite what I needed it to be.
Thank you.
And everything here is dirt cheap. Oh, God's Garb. Okay, we got armor. We're set. There's a Vorpal Blade. Sure, we'll grab that for giggles. Royal Cloak. We'll grab that for giggles. Blood Cloak. Oh, there's an Alucard mail. I think I have one already. Nope, no, I don't. I do now.
Thank you.
Rune Sword. Oh, I love the Rune Sword. It's such a fun weapon. Another God's Garb. Oh, cheap as all get out. Ring of Vard. Oh, okay. So my castle's broken.
Thank you. Thank
My shop is very, very broken. All right.
Farewell for now.
Granted the soul of bat from something. To me. Oh, good. All right. So I want to point out that I really love the Rune Sword. The Rune Sword, while not the strongest sword in the game, pretty dang close. The Rune Sword is one. I got all the good gear here. Is particularly impressive when it comes to range, and it's very strong. And it is one of the coolest items in the game. It's also one of the most annoying ones to get, because I mentioned earlier, is one of the rare drops from the Dodo Bird, which again only spawns in exactly one spot in the game, and he's a pain in the backside to get to. Did I buy a library card? Let me make sure I did. I did. I'm going to be using that immediately. Because I got the soul of bat, so I can fly. But yeah, the Rune Sword is extremely powerful. Again, not the strongest sword in the game, but it's pretty close. Strongest sword in the game, obviously, is going to be the Chrysogrim, which swings extremely fast, extremely powerfully, and everybody loves it good. It's the slash to the face, I guess. And I just got 3 life vessels in a row, so I just got some health up, which is nice. But yeah, I do like the Rune Sword. Having 1 is more than enough. Having 2 is great, because at least means I can swing more than once. So I'm going to go down in here. There's this wheel dead end to a check, which is normally the soul of bat for the vanilla game. And as such, you need the mist to get to it. I got $2 grand more. I can buy more stuff in the shop if I need to. I don't need to, but if I needed to. Gravity boots. Thank you for the gravity boots. Appreciate that very much. We have flight now. We have the gravity boots. So we have, quote, infinite double jump and flight. So I should be able to get through most of the game. The things that I still need to be able to beat the game, mist would be good. I would need all 5 of the Vlad relics, most likely. And I will need, most likely, the Jewel Open at some point. It's possible that I might not need Jewel of Open, but if I can get it, that would be great, so I don't have to worry about it. Alright, how's the map looking? Got this cleared up. So because exploration tokens are potentially required for somebody's items, I want to make sure that I'm covering as much ground as possible. Again, down here, because I don't have the mist, I can't get the final check here. But that's okay. There's still a handful of items outside of it. And I could just use my library card to whip back out here. And there's holy glasses. Well, speaking of holy glasses, that was a required item for me. So I can do out almost the entirety of the first castle, minus what needs mist and Jewel of Open. So that gives me a very significant portion of the entire castle. And since I have incredibly powerful gear, nearly the best, pretty much the best helmet of the game, pretty much the best armor of the game, one of the best swords of the game, Varda rings, which make the rest of that, what I just mentioned, pointless. I could use pretty much anything at this point. I can clear most of my game now. Nerd! Yeah, I know. But the holy glasses are required. In lack of spoilerinos, you need the holy glasses to be able to correctly beat the game. I mean, statute of spoilers long since gone here, sure, but that, and if you've been on our channel before on Retro Gaming Live TV, you absolutely have seen Symphony. So you absolutely have seen all of these things already. Oh, yes, silver ring and gold ring may also be necessary, depending on where certain item unlocks. It's useful for exactly one check, which would normally be the Holy Glass location. Fun fact: in the original Saturn version of the game, you actually have to fight Marie to get the glasses instead of her just going, "Oh, you should go help him. Here, wear these glasses." Okay. Fighting her makes a lot more sense. She's like, "I'm going to test your resolve and make sure you can actually fight." Like, okay, cool. It makes more logical story sense than it does with this version. Like, no, we're not going to let you hit a woman, which I totally respect that 100%. So she's just going to give you the glasses and make you go do it yourself. And Dog Developer just found one of their Varda rings. So Dog Developer now also has the golden power of the gods. Yeah, gear-wise, we're probably both fairly well set. We just need what we need. The relics to progress at this point. Need what we need. Good job, Weapon. Good job. We need what we need. And I'm gonna go get that ramen. Oh wait, I can go do other checks back here. I sure shoot and can. I'm gonna go do them. It's like I just realized I've got things to get. Because I have the bat, I have the gravity boots. In later games, the hippogriff boots or the hippogriff feather. In this this game, it's called the Gravity Boots. Yay! I got eggs and ham. Ham and eggs. Do love me some ham and eggs. Can I make it through? Nope. I was gonna say, can I make it through without getting hit by a zombie? Nope. So we call this the Lady in Pain song. For no particular reason. Not the most shining of audio tracks in the game. It's meant to be haunting and terrifying, but... Yeah, there's another duelist for you. Pro piece from Dog Developer there. Which is great. Alright. And we have up here the Power of Wolf check, which is more star chips. Enjoy thy star chips. Alright. So the hope is too, since the drops are randomized pretty much every single time, because I think one monster can drop pretty much any of the randomized items. Because I've seen one enemy drop like 5-6 items before. Unless I misunderstood, miscounted, which is very possible, because, you know, 2 equals 5. Didn't you know? Yeah, the Varda rings, even having one of them is incredibly broken. Theoretically, apologize for the dog. Theoretically, you aren't supposed to be able to get one unless you've beaten the game first. But I have had very conflicting reports on that. You should be able to get one from the same monster. It's just a lot more difficult without having beaten the game, and or the location of the first one you find is not necessarily the best one to do that grinding on. And now I have Fire the Bat. I can now impressively shoot fireballs while I'm flying around as a bat. Thank you for another beta layer. But yeah, like I said, these rune swords, while not the strongest weapon in the game, are very, very, very close. And having 2 of them is really fun. Also, if you've never seen the 5,000 gold chest in the game, now you have. So, in the game, there are money bags. There's $1 coins, $50 bags, $100 bags, I believe $10 bags as well. 1,000 bags and 2,000 bags. In the code, there is a 5,000 gold chest, but I don't believe any monster or candle in the game allows you to get that normally. But because this is a randomizer, it taps into all of the code. It can do whatever the heck it wants to do. So we're going to see $5,000 drops occasionally, which is, as you've seen the shop already, completely unnecessary. Oh, $400 bags as well. My apologies. It's unnecessary because the items in the game, aside the spell scrolls, which is also an unnecessary purchase, are all like under $100, which is another part of the randomizer. You can do that randomization if you so chose. So all of our shop items are extraordinarily cheap, which is how I have 2 rune swords, the God's Garb, and 2 Varda rings. Although is the clock here? I don't have a clock here. That's unfortunate. Skill of Wolf checked, and it was a life vessel for me. Okay. Checks that needed checked on this side have been checked. Exploration, get. I'm doing a lot of walking around the side of the game I don't really need to do at this point. If I had the Jewel of Open, this would be a much better pathing. Actually, what is between here? There is one more check that I want to do at least. Did I go in the save room? I did. Lord. It has been dark and dismal the whole day. Now that it's evening and the sun's starting to set, now we have a nice sunshiny evening. Come on. Where was that earlier? Also, you've probably seen Dog Developer doing the shield backdash. I have not been doing that because up until the library, I haven't had a shield. It does help you move a little bit faster through the game. It's not a required movement, but it definitely makes things vastly faster overall. However, like I said, as I've just gotten a shield and I'd rather have my 2 swords, I'm just going to take a nice, calm saunter through the castle. Do the a la carte saunter. Omelette du fromage. Sunstone to go with my moonstones. So there's 2 items in the game, the sunstone and the moonstone. Depending on what time of day it is in game, because it changes as you play, of course. If it's daytime, the sunstone will give you a bunch of extra power. If it's nighttime, the moonstone will give you a bunch of extra power. If it is not the correct part of the day, the stone gives that item, that stone will give you nothing. Otherwise, it's a very, very powerful item to have. But once you have something like the Ring of Vardic, it becomes completely unnecessary. Yeah, I don't have the mist, so I can't go down where the last part of where the developer is currently on the screen. I did have to go down there though because my holy classes were down there, so that was a very required location. And we have a Twilight Cloak, which is amazing. I will absolutely take that. That is the best cloak in the game. And, of course, a cloak that you start the game with. Arguably the best cloak in the game. If you want color combinations and modifications, the Joseph Cloak is the one you want. It's a $30,000 cloak that you have to get out of the shop. But, if you want to be able to customize your colors to whatever you want, you need yourself a Joseph Cloak. And I think it's the second or third best cloak in the game. So we're gonna wait for this to open. So the trick to the clock, not the clock tower, the clock, is that the left side opens and closes every minute. The right side opens and closes if you have the time stopper. And since we don't have the Cube of Zoe to get items out of, to clarify, the Moon and Sunstones are based at the game clock start with the Moonstone changing up to 12-hour and section of the 6-hour mark. There you go. Yeah. That right side, when you open it with the time stopper, is where in vanilla on the normal castle, where you will find the a la carte gear. Again, in my first playthrough, I could never figure out how to open it. I knew it opened, I just didn't know how. As it turns out, you need the time stop. And again, because I don't have the Cube of Zoe, I can't do that. And I haven't gotten from a guaranteed spot. Time stop. Alright, so the left direction here will take me back over to Arena and Chapel. There's another $5,000, casually. But thank you, Lord Lundar, for the clarification on this. Moonstones changing at the 12-hour section and the 6-hour mark. There you go. But yeah, they're significant bonuses either way. That's well worth having if you don't have a good alternative for sure. But even with a good alternative, that's still pretty good to have. I believe one of those you find in the underground near where the succubus is, and the other one you find in the chapel on the staircase on the left side. I think one of those spots is where that's at. You can correct me if I'm wrong, please. It's been a while since I've played the vanilla bit of this game. I don't think I've played Symphony of the Night unmodified vanilla in a very long time. Yeah, and Wing Smash. Oh yeah, I forgot. In the randomizer, Wing Smash is a this particular randomizer. It's a permanent cast. Once you cast it once, you just keep going, which is not the case in vanilla at all. But it's nice. It's a nice change. It's been like 9 years for me since the last vanilla pull played. Yeah, at least that for me as well. My headcanon for Olrox is that Olrox contended for power against Dracula, but wasn't quite strong enough. He was strong. He's almost as strong as Dracula, but never quite strong enough. So he just kind of hangs out. He's like, well, I can't beat him, but hey, this is my place, so whatever. That's my headcanon for it. Most likely it's an underling of Dracula that's just really powerful. He's like, yeah, you can hang out. I'm sure there's an actual lore canon behind him, but eh. Deigned to combat against Dracula, failed, and now he's a servant of Dracula. Sounds right in my head. Oh, this makes doing this so much easier. This makes doing this so much easier. We also have a soft cannon that Zorlo, Orlox's son, lol, is the sword familiar. I like it. I've never gotten around to naming the sword familiar, but I like the headcanon of that as well. I like it. Yeah, not having to do anything to do the bat wing dash there is amazing, because normally you have to keep doing the wing smash over and over again to keep it going, and you can keep it going as long as you have the magic to do so, but not having to actually cast it again and again is amazing. And that flyby grab, I love it. Did I get it? I hope I did. Dog, relax. He's got to bark at everything that moves, and we're in an area where there's a lot of things that move. Things, people, etc. So at least one plus of the not having this Jewel of Open yet is that you can still get to this side of the door without it. Bat Pentagram, which is a decent screen crash weapon, but... Alright, we're gonna sit and get some grape juice. Hold on. Nope, not you. Okay. Moon says out of that Succubus Spy since there's a reverse clock tower behind the gear puzzle. Okay. I was wrong on the other side. Okay. So the green tea. Nope, that is not the green tea. So that would normally be a grape juice. And you know what? I probably didn't pick it up. It probably dropped and I didn't pick it up. Let me do this again. I may have barked being able to get it. So one of the unfortunate side effects of randomizer, the beta, is that not all of the items that drop are necessarily going to appear, which is problematic. But hopefully that wasn't a required item. It's kind of a... It exists item. Oh, hey! Moonrod. I could do this up. Let's do this up and then finish up. So, fortunately, again, also because of the randomizer, how it works, it has some of those doors unlocked for you. That way you don't have to go all the way the heck around, especially if you can't actually go that way. It's a nice feature of a lot of randomizers to open doors. Simple, just... how do you do this? Memorize 400 plus locations. Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's easier if you've played the game 100 times to memorize 400 plus locations. If you've played it as many times as the several of us in this room have done, it's easy. Just memorize everything. If you've never played it before, usually there's some pretty good trackers out there to help you out. They might not tell you where all 400 plus item locations are, but generally speaking, if you're doing a randomizer to this style, you're probably going to be okay as long as you go into every room and clear as much as you can. You can probably get most everything. I've been randomizing Symphony since the OG Rando. Yeah, I can't say that I have. I have definitely played the OG Rando, but it's been a while. As soon as it got added to AP, I've played it quite a bit more. But there's some pretty fun flags that you can do for that. Bork. Thank you for the little shield, and Bork to everything, because heck everything.
Heck everything? Heck everything?
According to the dog, heck everything.
Heck
Yep,
everything.
confirmed. And I get some resist dark. Dog, shut up. Things are happening! I have to bark at everything! No, you don't. By the way, that giant golden skeleton that I just whacked in the way by is what would drop the Ring of Varda. I believe, at the very least, if you kill the ones that are in the inverted castle, the drop is better for the Varda ring. This one here, theoretically, can drop the Ring of Varda, and I've had him drop the Ring of Varda, but it's an extremely rare chance. And you're BK'd. What do you need? What are you looking for? I imagine flight, holy glasses, jewel of open. Jewel of glasses. Okay. We have a couple spots more to clear over here on the left, but we're gonna go back up here and do this first. All right. So, in the Ring of Varda also requires a completed save. See, I keep hearing that, but I've not been able to confirm that, because I'm pretty sure I've gotten it without a completed save before. But I do keep hearing that the completed save is required to get it. To be fair, 100% would make sense if that were the case. Highly do not disagree with that, because it is something that there's no reason you should have it ever in the vanilla game. Could be non-store required for the PSP port. Okay, maybe that's why I was getting confused, because I have played the PSP port as well. So in the PlayStation version or PlayStation port, clear is required. There you go. That does make sense, because like I said, I have played the PlayStation portable version, which is mostly the same game. It's got a few of the Saturn things kind of flexed in there, but Doug, is it now that you have to do what you're doing? Really? But to explain, as we like to explain during syncs or asyncs, the developer is in what we've called, at the community is called, BK mode. or more appropriately explained, Burger King mode. It simply means that there's nothing more that he can do in his game at the current state, meaning there's not really much other than leveling or just literally waiting for him to be able to do. Until somebody sends him an item that he needs to be able to continue. It is called Burger King mode because of being inadvertently coined by one of the individuals who played one of the very first available multi-worlds. At the time was Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. And he's sitting there waiting. He's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to Burger King. And thus the legend of the Burger King mode was invented. Or at least the coining of it. So, BK mode literally means Burger King mode. Means I'm going to go get something to drink, get something to eat, go to the bathroom, whatever, take care of whatever life things I need to take care of because I'm literally doing nothing else right now. This happens more often in asyncs than it does in syncs, especially with games like these that have so many heckin' checks. It's probably not going to be a particularly common occurrence. However, it doesn't mean it won't happen. In the case of Dog Developer right now, yeah, he's going to be sitting there twiddling thumbs until he gets what he needs to move along. So until then, it's up to me and ProPiece to push on in our games as much as we can. Hopefully, ProPiece does not get BK'd in his game waiting on me or vice versa. So at least got a couple of us moving. So I do want to mention that one of the original plans for this evening was going to be to offer a kind of kickoff, for at least for us here on the channel, of Final Fantasy V Career Day. Career Day is one of the randomizers for Final Fantasy V, which is also now available as a beta state for Archipelago Multiworld. And it is notable, again, of course being available for Multiworld, but it's notable because the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta starts, I believe, this weekend. It's getting kicked off with, quote, The Run, which is going to be put on by 4 of the community's most impressive Final Fantasy V runners ever. But yeah, there are and to answer your question, Justice Creator, there is a massive list of supported games. Archipelago.gg, massive list of games that are available as official, and there's a very, very large and growing list of unofficial games being put together by community developers as we speak. Notable is the 2 games you see being played in front of you right now, both Symphony of the Night and Forgotten Memories are both beta state games. So while they are extraordinarily functionable, there is a good possibility that one of us might run into an issue of a beta nature. For example, one that ProPiece ran into earlier where a couple things that should have unlocked when he unequipped or had a card in his inventory, he had to unequip and re-equip it to get it to work. Yeah, there is a bunch of betas that are available. So if one of the games that you want to play is not in the fully supported list currently, there is a strong possibility that somebody somewhere, some developers just said, you know what, this game needs to exist as an AP game. And by gosh darn it, huge props to anybody who has the talent, time, and energy and knowledge to be able to bring not only a randomizer in play, because some of the games that are on this list don't even have a randomizer available, and in the case of the ones that do, aren't necessarily in a state where they can be brought over to AP. So shout outs and props to everyone who's been able to take the time and effort to make that a possibility. The entire thing is incredibly spaghettied from everybody, all the community who's had the knowledge and time to make the effort to make such magnificent magic happen. It doesn't just happen. The original developers of these games aren't normally involved in that process. However, there is the 1 or 2 rare off occasion where they might very well be. For example, the Time Spinner one. Time Spinner dev is probably very much at least knowledgeable of the randomizer because he has played in the randomizer tournament and won, I believe, for Time Spinner. Of course he would win his own game. Of course he would. But That's neither here nor there. But I'm going to do Mario's missing flag that does close to death link when you answer wrong. That would be amazing. There's actually another really cool feature that I will mention. Dog, shut it. Hey, come here. There, come. Now. Here, relax.
What?
There actually is a really cool feature on I'm sorry, he's just going to bark. There's nothing I can do about it. That a lot of the randomizers have called Death Link. So basically, if somebody dies, anybody who has Death Link on will die, no matter what they're doing. They're dead. There's another really cool, fun one called Energy Link. So there are several games that involve having energy. There's like Factorio and Satisfactory, to name a couple. Where you can actually generate energy, electricity, or power, and that gets dumped into the energy link. So somebody in Factorio could supply power to somebody in Satisfactory and vice versa. It also has connection to games such as Mega Man. So you can have energy link on a Mega Man so that you can get a constant flow of energy because of energy link. Especially if you're playing, somebody's playing that has a game where you can generate a ridiculous amount of energy. You could essentially have a nearly immortal playthrough as long as they're on and active. Last Inks, we had a 2,000 energy link. So whoever's playing in Mega Man has got a lot of power coming their way. So Mega Man X, yeah. So Mega Man X1, X3, as well as Mega Man 2 are all either in beta or in a state where they can be played in AP. So if you need that help and somebody's playing Satisfactory or Factorio, there is a possibility that somebody could be your Huckleberry and make sure you don't run out of energy ever. Ring of Fenor. Hi, hon. Ring of Fenor is sort of like a Ring of Varda light. It's not terrible, but again, not something I think you'll see for the most part in a normal playthrough of the game. So another thing that could be useful at this point, it would be kind of a good idea. I don't know if I had them on as free. I don't remember what the last setting I had in my host file was. But Dog Developing, if you would like to try to do a hint, try to see where either your glasses are or your glasses or your Jewel of Open are, you may want to do that at some point. Since this is a sync, there's a little less reserve in that, but one of the options that's available to players in Archipelago Multiworlds is the ability to do hints. Now, normally they default to 10% of your game being completed for each individual check. So if you've gotten 50% of your game, you should have the equivalent of about 5 hints that you could burn. Reverse near air pocket. So that is reverse. What is NO? I don't know what NO is. But that is reverse. So your Jewel of Open is in my reverse castle somewhere. The Holy Glass, reverse caverns. That's fairly deep. I'll get up that way here fairly soon. That's for the Jewel of Open. Where is the glasses? Did it say? It did tell me. Well, it must be in one of Proteus's duels.
It's one of my cards, yeah.
Okay. So
it's
the track.
An expensive one.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
I am heading that general direction, so you'll have your Soul of Bat shortly. I should have that fairly soon. So you'll have that at least. That is definitely a progression that's going to help you. I typically like to put my hints on for free because if you get really stuck, you don't want to sit there and twiddle thumbs forever. If it's an async, maybe not. You don't want to use as many, but if you have a bajillion people playing, you might not want to have to wait for somebody to find one item in an obscure location, especially if you're just hard locked. I'm going to go ahead and beeline to the terrifying location, ironically enough. Get you that, so at least you get some movement available to you. It won't get you out of the bottom castle, and it won't give you all of the bottom castle, but it'll definitely give you a lot more than what you had, which is, at this point, nothing. This should be Clock Tower. Oh, that's the teleporter. Never mind. And there's the Holy Glasses. So there you go. And I'll get you your solar bat here as soon as I can get up here to get to the terrifying location. Oops, wrong button. Ah, there it is.
I think getting cards with the star chips is theoretically not in logic, but you can just cheese it. And so this card costed 400 star chips, but you can just save before, get the card, and just refresh it, and then you don't actually lose your star chips.
I played that trick in one of the Pokemon games because one of the items that was necessary was in the casino.
Oh yeah.
So I earned enough casino coins and I got the item, restarted, got the item, restarted, got the item, restarted. I didn't have to actually lose anything. So I've got the clock tower left to me over here and this top area. And then I'll be in the reverse castle. I don't have the Jewel of Open, so I can't go to the bottom part of the castle yet. But that doesn't stop you in the reverse castle. I think there's still a room or two in the reverse castle that you can't do without the Jewel of Open, but... There you go. But yeah, so tonight's Archipelago Async is essentially what I like to call the Konami Async here. Or Konami Sync, not Async, because we're not asyncing it. Simply just means async, you're playing it at the same time. Sync is being played at the same time. Async is being played whenever you have the time or opportunity to over the course of usually a couple days or a couple weeks. That being said, I will try to remember to open up this next week's async tonight. I will probably roll that on Friday, so if you would like to join in our community async, join our Discord and keep an eye on the Rando Monday Discord channel. And hopefully tonight I'll have a new thread that'll be started up where if you would like to join in on the async shenanigans, you're welcome to do so there. We ask that you adhere to the rule, which is essentially a particular number of games. So usually we'll say somewhere between 3 to 5 games is more than sufficient. Ideally, we recommend games that you're able to beat. If not, that's fine. It doesn't have to be. If you do want to play any of the beta or alpha state games, that you do also provide the AP World file for me as well, so I can, when I roll it, I can have that to work with it. Because frequently when I roll the seed, if I don't have that, I can't roll the seed, or if I roll it, it's going to be rolled under the wrong assumptions. Because there is versioning with the AP Worlds. So if you're not rolling a seed under the right versioning, there could be some desync going on, or perhaps not even work at all. Alright. But yeah, if you want any more information on that, we can definitely get you some help in the Discord. Like I said, I'll be opening up that thread room tonight. Most likely, we'll say you can have any amount of games up to 5. You can do just 1. You can do all 5. If there is a desire to do sort of special conditions, let me know, and we'll get you hooked up. But I'll try to get that room open tonight at some point. And we'll roll that off on Friday. We do realize that a certain event is going to be happening fairly soon. And I know because of that, there's a few people that have already said they're going to be tapping out because they're not going to be available. But that's fine. Usually the expectation on the asyncs is to try to have as much as possible completed within 2 weeks. But with the group that's been playing in these asyncs, y'all are monsters, and you end up finishing almost always within a week. Even the last one, which was like 5 games, it was intentionally supposed to be like 3 or 4 weeks. Y'all still crushed it in about a week and a half. Y'all are monsters. Just saying. So we got a strong group here for async. So if you want to join in on that, that's great. You don't have to completely know your game. It's helpful to know your game. No, I lost the shock room. Shock room's a fun random weapon. One of the few throwing weapons in the game. But yeah, you can play whatever you want. And on the list of games that are available, you don't even have to play a game that's technically a retro game. Although on the channel, I tried as much as possible when we do randomizers at least for them to be retro-based. There is a ton of games available on the listing that are not retro whatsoever. I mean, Dark Souls 3 is on the list. Satisfactory Factorio and Beta State, you can do those. We've seen Risk of Rain 2 in that list. All sorts of good stuff in there that's not retro per se. If you want to play any of those, by all means, that's fine. There's no restriction on that as far as the basics. Like I said, the syncs we try to keep it still retro, but even then we don't hard stick to it. We've had several Monday evening syncs here that have been mixed pretty well. Alright, so I'm in the clock tower right now, and the clock tower is kind of a pain to clear. And hopefully we don't have too many issues with Medusas and Harpies. Got $2,000 from the armor. I will undoubtedly have issues with the Harpies and the Medusas. Alright, hang on. Click. There's one. Okay, click. That's two. Three, click. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, click. Okay, good. So you can also, I'm not sure if it's in this or not, but you can randomize how many clicks it takes to open those, which is annoying. Star chips. All star chips. Nothing but star chips. You're welcome. It's only 3. You need like a couple hundred, but you know what? It is a number of that you didn't have previously.
Anything to get me toward an equip, because those cost 800. I'm gonna need probably 1 or 2 at the end of the game.
Probably. Oh boy, pot roast. The infinitely quotable day in the life of Dracula. I don't know if I make reference to it every time I do a symphony stream. It's just it's a funny little skit that somebody did. They were making a joke about all the shenanigans of going through the castle and the Belmonts being in the castle, stealing Dracula's money and food and killing his servants and all that. He's just like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna lay over and die. It's fine. But it's infinitely quotable. It's wonderful. And oops, that is not. Do 4 people Risk of Rain 2 or co-op multi-world unlocks? Yeah, well, it's entirely possible. Before I go and leave those behind. Oh. 1, 2. But I'm going through the extra effort in mapping just because exploration tokens may be a necessity. I don't think I've seen any be required yet. I haven't seen anything come across on those, but then again, I haven't been paying as close of attention, so. I think that's all I need from that. And there's a Tooth of Lad and a Skill of Wolf from your unlock there. Both those are very much necessary. So again, my beat the game condition, or the beat the game condition for Symphony, and the games are going to require all 5 pieces of the Vlad. I believe that's my first one.
I think I sent 2 to Dog Developer earlier. I think it was the heart and something else.
Okay. Yeah, each one of those individually do special things. Like one increases vitality, one increases resists cursing, bunch of stuff. Each one does something a little different. Have I done up here yet? I haven't even unlocked my... Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. I haven't even unlocked my elevator yet, which is silly. It's one of the first things I should have done. That was a star chip for that piece. And let's see what's at the other location. What have I got? What am I going to get that was locked since the beginning of the game that could have been useful? Anything useful? Bat pentagram. No. No, it wasn't. Wait. Come here. Whee! One more. One more. Whee! Alright, do I have anything else here I can get to? I can't get to any of that because that's locked behind open, Jewel of Open. Okay. Other than a couple blocks to the screen for exploration tokens, I think I'm going to go ahead and skip along here. Yeah, I'm going through the process of rekilling things here just in case they drop me something fun. Which they didn't. Not that I actually really need anything else fun. I've got all the gear in the game that I need to fight my way through most of the rest of the game. If not beat it, but not beat it. Alright. Let's go and say hello. Hello. Zoop. Zoop. I do want to say it because we accidentally stabbed somebody in the head a few times. We're not getting out of luck. Enough? Nope. So I'm trying to do as much map coverage too, like I said, for the exploration tokens. While I'm at it. Did I open this jar? I did. Okay. So in this fight, you want to make sure you have the holy glasses on, otherwise you're going to do something you really are going to regret. And maybe you aren't going to regret it, who knows? So I believe you have to hit this orb exactly 8 times or so. And then you unveil the off-screen Shaft. He's off-screen because he decided not to be on screen today. What's this? There's a whole second half of the castle. Yes, spoilers, there's a whole second half of the castle.
No.
Oh, and his portrait's gone. Maria's gone. It's fine. It's fine. So, at about an hour and a half into the stream, I am now making my way into the second castle. Before I do that, I have one exploration cube to get. Kick the crap out of self-righteous sounds like a good thing. I mean, it could be. I mean, I've done it many, many times just because it's like, well, I mean... But yeah, the first time you play this game, you're like, I got to the top of the castle. I beat Richter? Alright, that's kind of an odd way to finish the game. And then you realize that's not how you were supposed to beat the game, but how were you supposed to know that if you didn't find all the secret crap to do it? Granted, secret boots. Alright, I can be taller by a pixel. Literally, that's all that does. I don't know if that really does anything else. Just you get taller by a pixel because you can. Misplaced Heart of Lad, granted Heart of Lad. What? I mean, I'm not going to say no to the Heart of Lad. Thank you for that. I don't know what I meant by misplaced it. I mean, obviously half the problem is you've misplaced the Heart of Lad, I guess. And I got a leather hat. And say hi to York. Say bye to York. Bye, York. Granted turkey. Yay, I got turkey. And a diamond plate. Which actually early on is pretty good. But this is of course not very early on, so. And a tooth of Lad for Dog Developer, so now Dog Developer has his Dracula tooth. Oh look, I've got a Dracula tunic. Very nice. So like I said, I'm going through the process of doing all the map coverage just so I can get the exploration tokens. Just in the off chance they might be necessary. Ooh, 5-star chips. So y'all remember the first time through the clock tower. Here's round 2. Hey, Spike Breaker. I'll take it. Dog, please tell me you didn't. Come on. There. You get it? Did you find it? Thank you. I'm kind of busy. Dog's like, hey, I lost something under your chair. It's of incredible vital importance. Can you move? No. But I need it. Why'd you put it there? Hey, Alucard sword. What am I going to do with the Alucard armor? Do I have the shield too? I could do Alucard mode, I think. I think. There it is. Hey, I got the chakram. I lost it the first time around in the normal side of castle because I killed the thing and fell down before I grabbed the grabbed it. I can never remember where all the breakable balls are. Got a shield. There's the Flamberg Knights, which are also kind of a pain. By the way, they drop a very fun weapon that's sort of similar to the rune sword called the Heaven Sword. Not only is it a kind of a rare weapon, but it also, doubly so, has a rare effect if you have two of them. Unfortunately, I only have one, and the likelihood of getting two is small. If I had gotten it in the store, I would have both, and I would have shown that off already. But it's a you have a sort of crash attack that you get from having two of them. It's pretty cool. But it's a fairly rare drop from the Flamberg guys. They're far more likely to drop it than the gold skeletons or to drop the Ring of Barda. But of course, a lot of things are easier than that. But if you can manage to get two Heaven Swords, it's a fun little magic effect that you can do by hitting both attack buttons with both equipped at the same time. Alright, are you ready for one of the most painful places in the entire game? Oh, was that a vanilla Flamberg? Yes, it was. Alright, here we go. Oh, I hit it and I broke it. I did it again. There it is. Alright. Yeah, this is a real huge pain here. And that's reason number 2 or 300 right there. Took a risk. Did not pay off. Crap, my audio died at the exact wrong time. Hang on, I can't. I have to be able to hear because I can't hear. There's no visual clue for the click, and my headset just died on me. Hang on, I gotta reconnect. The problem is I have no idea how many clicks I need because I can't hear the click to begin with. There it is. That's 2 clicks. I got 2. Headset, can you please stop this? Hang on. My apologies. I'm having some severe headset issues and trauma, and it's just not resolving itself. Trauma? Close enough. Hang on. Yeah, it just literally decided to feck off at this point. I apologize. Hang on. You know, it would be good if I don't disconnect this. I wouldn't have to keep fighting with it. How is that working now? Can I have it? It says it's working. There we go. I can hear again. Kind of. Invest in good audio video equipment. Mine has been used so heavily, I'm surprised it's lasted as long as it has. Yeah, like I said, this is probably one of the most annoying checks to do in the game because you have to deal with this barrage of the Medusas who can stone you, the Flamberg Knights who can just stab you, chase you, and soak all of your health in a matter of a few moments. All for Power of Wolf, which is an okay thing to get. I just realized. Hang on. There we go. Now I can hear you again. Beautiful. It would not be an efficient or effective stream or normal stream if something didn't break at least 15 times during the process. Oh hey, there's that really cool form of Alucard that pops up occasionally. Clip that if you want to see it again. Doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. It's fairly rare. Alright. And boopsie doopsie. We got a lunch. And here we go. Exploration, let's go. Oh, there's items. There's items. There's items. That's fine. We'll catch it on the way by. Power of Mist. There we go. It's not the one that you can let you transform into the mist, but it's definitely something that's going to help. I mean, if you didn't already have Bat, it would help even more. And zoom. Beep, beep. Oh, we need that. We'll take that. Thank you for the additional piece of armor and the mermaid statue. So the mermaid statue allows you to summon the boatman, or the ferryman, leading you specifically to a single check. A single check that would allow you to survive underwater, which unfortunately, in general, is not a, I'd say 100% required item, but it could be. Particularly useful if nothing else. So if you're doing kind of exploration coverage, you probably will want that. Because normally, unfortunately, despite all of his abilities and his power, dear Alucard cannot breathe underwater. or survive underwater. So you have to have the holy symbol, which you get from unlocking that with the merman statue. These giant bobbing skulls are invincible, and they do a heck of a ton of damage. They're really, really useful as free health sponges if you know how to use the Soul Steal spell. Which doesn't require you to actually have... That's not it. That's not it. There it is. So there's a number of spells that you can use in the game. There's a number of spells you can do during the game that are very useful. There is the Hellfire, which you've seen me use earlier on, which is this guy. There's 3 stages of it. There is the neutral stage. There is the heavier stage, which goes through enemies. And then there is the oops, I cast it, didn't mean to. There's also Wing Smash, which you saw me do earlier as well. There is Dark Metamorphosis, which allows you to absorb health from enemies if they bleed. And they bleed out. I believe makes you stronger technically as well, but I'm not sure technically how much, if at all. By the way, say hello to Shmoo, who drops the Crystal Grim in vanilla. Still a flying head thing. There's also the Spirits. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. You saw me use that earlier too. There's also the Tetra Spirit, which does the sword. Let's see what else. The Wolf Charge. If you have the Power of the Wolf and the Wolf form, you can cast the Wolf Charge skill. We don't have the Wolf yet, so we can't cast that skill. The Wing Smash you saw me do, which was just doing the dash thing there. There's also, if you get the sword familiar, there's also one for the sword as well. Let me tell your friends that I don't have lives. One of Dark Metamorphosis powers up one of the swords, probably the blood ones. Legit doubles the attack, but for everything else, no change in stats. Okay, so powers up one of the swords. I would probably assume that's the Gurthing or the Muramasa, one of the blood-based ones. If I had to guess. Gurthing, that one. Power up. Get stronger when bloodied. Yep. That's the one. Are you still in BK? Pineapple. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. Oh. I really haven't been using the gravity boots at all. I have used them, I'm not really using them much. Here we go. There's your gravity boots. Father, fine Rando disaster brought to you by me. That's fine. It's not been a disaster. I mean, 2 of us have been able to do stuff this whole time. Not everybody, but... I'm definitely heading up towards the underground as soon as I get up that way. I'm just clearing stuff out methodically as I go here. Because I don't believe you have to have the Jewel of Open to get into the inverted caverns, but you do for the normal caverns. Required. Also, these Tin Men are genuinely scary if you don't take them out quickly. Save early, save often. Alright, yep, let's go down this way. And we nearly got tackled by a shmoo. Up, up. Come at me, shmoo. Come at me, shmoo. What you gonna do? You're gonna get hit with a sword, is what you're gonna do. Mad Mega! Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the stream. You and all your raiders. Good evening, good evening. How are y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all doing swell. What are you playing this evening? Tonight, as a sort of recap, we are playing an Archipelago Sync involving 2 Konami games. 2 copies of one of said Konami games. But we are doing a Konami Archipelago Multi-World where 3 games have been randomized, items amongst each other and themselves. And currently, well, looks like we're okay. Developer's still going. I think he just took a quick break there. I thought he was BK'd for a moment. It's entirely okay. These tend to go for a while, one way or the other. So definitely take care of yourself. If you need to take a break, take a breath, go to the restroom, get a drink, please do that. Please don't hurt yourself over the case of the sake of the game. It is very easy to kind of lose track of time and energy and efforts and just completely not. Make sure to hydrate, stretch, stand up occasionally. Avert your eyes to rest your eyes for a brief moment. That way you're not burning your eyeballs all day long. All that fun stuff. Oops. Oh, I never unequipped that, the holy glasses. There you go. Fix that. Take a little extra damage than I needed to be taken. But all the items are randomized. The drops are randomized. So, although I would love to stand here and beat on a shmoo as often as I could, I have no guarantee of getting anything from it, even if I did. So, no sense in doing so. What did shmoo ever do to you? Nothing. Except shmoo has a really powerful sword, and I want it. Go. Developer's gravity boots. I'm sure he'll be happy to see those. And another bat pentagram for Dog Developer. And say hello to the creature. And say goodbye to the creature. Goodbye. Okay. Just say hello and goodbye. And we're going to do this. Grab the room and keep it. We don't need to save. And here's the aforementioned other gold skeletons who are very loaded with cash today. That was $5,400. 5,400 gold. Orange. And tag. Rib of Vlad. Thank you very much, Dog Developer, for that. So just do kind of a status kind of check here. We are 3 items out of 5 to fight Dracula. Now, as part of the Symphony Randomizer, we also have to have a certain amount of map completion, as well as a certain number of bosses completed before we are able to enter Vlad's Chambers, in addition to having the Vlad relics. So we have to have all 3 conditions met before we can actually get in and fight the fight. And I just noticed I still don't have... I have Wolf, but I don't have Mist. I think I have the power of Mist, but I don't have the actual Mist ability yet. So, 6 bosses, for you, 6 bosses, 235 rooms, and already done there. Yeah, I have no idea what I need. I'll figure that out here shortly once I get there, because I'm heading that general direction now. Although I'm fairly certain I've probably covered the requirements. So there can be some pretty nasty ones. You could need like 1,000 rooms. You could need all the bosses. You could need none of the bosses. And like 1 room! That's gonna hurt. Sorry. I nearly got shot in the face with a beam skeleton beam. That will pretty much do almost an insta-kill. Even at the best of times. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that. It's one of the few things you really, really don't want to get hit by, ever. So yeah, while there are definitely weapons that I could be using right now, if I get the Rune Sword, if I get the opportunity, I go with the Rune Sword every time. It's a lot of fun. I like the Rune Sword. It's so bad. That's right, I got the Cube of Zoe, so I can open up candles now. Forgot about that. I've got full map needed twice since I started doing. That's horrible. I mean, I've been playing it like I've needing the full map, but I don't. I think the last one I did, I needed 1,000 rooms. We'll find out here shortly what I need. It'll let me know in the tracker. Oh, there it is. So I need 9 boss tokens and 235 completed as well. I have 9 bosses beaten and 841 rooms explored. So I've gotten my requirements as well. So it looks like it's the same somehow. Or maybe I got information from yours. I don't know. Maybe I got information from yours and not mine. Ow. Ow. Or maybe it's the same for both of us. I can't open that door right now because I don't have the jewel open still. Alright, so I'm going to go underground because I know there was an item up here that you needed. I don't recall which one it was. I think it was your Dog Developer's Jewel Open. So I'm going to go this way first. If it comes to it, we can poke the memory of the dragon door to open it. Yep. So if I'm reading that and I'm assuming I am, if I triggered it, then I have the same requirements as you do. If you triggered it, then I don't know. I don't want that because I still want that for the center, which I should have done that first, just for the giggles. Let me check something here. Hang on, let me check something real quick. I apologize. I'll be right back. I have a request for information that I don't have. Brr. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Alright. Alright. Excellent. More star chips. All right. Tasty, tasty chipperinos. I've been getting a lot of these werebanes, which you only... I had one to start because it dropped from the warg, but I have very much outclassed it since. Okay. Dodging these jellyfish like I really don't need their hate in my life. These jellyfish are literally just hate. There we go. Also hate these imps. They're trouble. Yeah, I try not to kill the jellyfish because they just makes a mess. Let's just do this. Clear as much as I can. I'm sad that they didn't give you the cross boomerang in the game. Otherwise, I probably use the sub weapons more. I do like carrying the knife on me for the majority of the time. Wow, that was $3 grand into $4 grand. $3 grand in 2 candles right next to each other. That's and then the drops in the jellyfish. Boy, howdy, am I rich? Don't break the jellyfish. I will be very upset with you. Alright, what do we got here? We've got another star chip. Another star chip. It's gonna be a recurring theme here. And another one. Healing mail. Magic missile. Oh, and peanuts. Peanuts are one of the coolest items in the game. Let me show you what a peanut does. It does exactly what you think it does. It's food. Where are my peanuts? Come on. Come on. Where's the peanut? There it is. Ready for it? Ready for it? I missed. I missed again. That's unfortunate. Well, this room has a never-ending amount of peanuts, so if you miss once, you can keep trying. Oh. I keep missing. I suck at this. Alright. One time. Missed. Yeah, I know. I'm mad too. Holy crap! I can't do this. I don't know why I can't do this today. This is so bad. But there's infinite peanuts right there. So if you want to keep trying, got it. You successfully eat a peanut. We did it. We did it, chat. GG. Game's over. You can all go home now. Where's my... You can all go home now. Show's over. It's the only food item that you have to actually catch by moving over and holding up to catch it. Otherwise, you don't catch it, and you don't get any healing from it. It's a decent amount of healing, to be fair, but it's generally more of a nuisance than it is worthwhile. It's a decent amount of health if you have the chance to do it, but it's not particularly worth it. Peanut Simulator coming to Steam 2025. Make it worse. Make it come to Epic instead. Burn. Wait, is that Forbidden Memories you see there? That is in fact Forbidden Memories. So today we're doing a sync, archipelago sync between 3 Konami games, 2 which happen to be the same one. Between 2 Symphony of the Night Seeds and 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Forgotten Memories, and being an archipelago multi-world, multi-game multi-world, we have these 3 games shuffled between each other. I have items for somebody else's game. They have items for my game, etc. And we got to do our best to get everything that we can to help each other finish our games. For Pro Piece, he needs the duelists and whatever card star chips he can get to progress. For Dog Developer and I, we both need the Vlad relics and a certain number of other completion of items, which we have pretty much done as much of as we need. So right now we're both just kind of digging for Vlad relics for the most part. We've been going for about an hour. It's about 2 hours now, give or take. I usually expect a simple sync of like 3 to 5 games between 3 to 5 people. Probably a good 3 to 5 hours normally. Being that we're as far as long as we are, it shouldn't take more than maybe 3.5, hopefully. But it depends on how lucky the draws are. I will tell you that in as far as my game's concerned, for myself, I have pretty much all of the attack and defensive gear that I need to beat the game. I just need those Vlad relics. Yeah, the beta games are kind of a pain to set up initially, but once you get them set up, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. It is a hurdle, but it's not too bad of a hurdle. Alright, prepare yourselves for the laggiest room in all of Symphony of the Night coming down here. I'm going to hesitate a moment, because it is actually very possible to accidentally get killed going down here. So I'm going to do it as carefully as possible. Say hello to the Room of the Octopi. Yeah, these guys will drag your game down into oblivion. Wow, I can't one-hit these either. That's impressive. All this for... we'll find out. Having the range is good, because these guys are kind of hard to hit. But these guys, if you get stuck in their spray, can be very bad. It was just for a light vessel. Didn't know they need it. Good experience, though, and good way to build up your Muramasa. So there's a weapon in the game, I'm pretty sure it's the Muramasa, that as you get bloodied while wielding it, the sword actually gets stronger. And technically speaking, if you're willing to take the time and effort, you can make it by raw damage value stronger than any other weapon in the game, any other sword in the game. Is it worth it? Not when you could just grind for a Chrysogrim and call it a day, but it's a nice novelty if you feel like going after it. But yeah, if you want to get invested or get into the multi-world stuff, we're definitely more than happy to help you out getting hooked up. The beta games are a little bit more of a challenge, but it's not too bad. Once you get started, you'll be fine. The biggest hurdle is just trying to figure out... oh, I don't have the holy symbol. I'm dying. Okay, the biggest hurdle is just getting started. Once you've gotten started, after that, it'll come together. And like Lyra said, we're more than happy to help out when possible. We will be having another async starting up here by the end of the week. I'm going to try my best to get the thread for it started this evening. After we finish here, so do bear with me on that one. But if you would like to join in our next AP, we have plenty of games there are plenty of games that are available in Archipelago Multi-World. No, the biggest one is getting size PC at the break. As many times as his computer has broken in the last 2 weeks, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. That is the greatest challenge of all. He was in chat there earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here or not, but he, one of the people of the community has been having a significant number of problems with his computer, and I honestly have never been witness to such a catastrophe of processors blowing up one after another the way this has been. But anyways, but yeah, if you would like to join us for our next async, which will be starting Friday evening, again, we'll have the thread up in the Discord here after stream once I can get to it, and you can put in your information there or requests there. If you need help setting up, let us know. If there is a beta game that you want to play that you know is available but you don't know how to get to it, let us know. We'll try to do what we can to help you out. Because it's very likely that somebody in the community, even between the group of people that do join the ASICs, have already tried. Actually, before stream, thanks to Shy, I was actually trying to get Metroid Prime Archipelago Multi-World going, and just to see how it worked. And I think I've got it working myself, but that one might be a bit more of a challenge. Because it's brand new. Also requires Dolphin for the game emulator, which is pretty cool. Yeah, if that link is bad, I apologize for that. Thank you for fixing that for us, Dog Developer. We'll have to get one of the powers that be to fix that. And there's finally your Jewel of Open. I know it may be a little late, a little unnecessary, but if you needed it. Well, Time Stopper does not affect that lady. Oh, and that is a killer fish, which is, as it says, killer. So I don't need map completion anymore. I do still got to keep an eye out for items, and there's some items that are kind of tucked underneath some of these places that, while I don't have infinite life, you can see is not really completely necessary to be able to get items underwater. I do have to pay attention to it, though. Bunch of star chips. Was that the underground too? That was the underground. Go ahead and connect the rooms here, and then go further underground. Time to go even further beyond! I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that. Just gonna go for now. Bat card! A Batman. The last time, no, you were not. I know Kung Fu. Actually, he learned it, so I mean. Hey! I found a duelist for you. Is that a mushroom location? How many of y'all in chat like mushrooms? How many in chat like shurikens? Sure you can! How many in chat like parfait? I love parfait. We're gonna go hit this heal, and we're gonna go back to the underground, because there's a lot of stuff over here that we still don't. Weapon is silly confirmed. I try to be. Oh, I should have gone up. Then we've been high-fiving as we get through there. I see Dog Developer has gone up to the place that I avoided immediately. So there's a boss fight up there that's really a pain in the backside if you don't play it right. He's extremely powerful, extremely annoying, and is basically the game's equivalent of a super boss. If you're fortunate enough to have the circlet that allows you to absorb electricity, then he's pretty easy. Or if you're just lucky and you find yourself a good Chrysogrim, G heck and G. Never mind. Out of curiosity, did I get my Alucard shield? Because that's other option number 2. That's kind of broken option, but I got the Alucard shield. I have not gotten the Alucard shield. Galamoth is definitely a skill issue. But yeah, Galamoth is by far and away one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. Chrysogrim trivializes him. Oh, and you just found yours! He just found his Chrysogrim as well. Never mind! Moving on. Chrysogrim trivializes Galamoth. Having the circlet that absorbs thunder, lightning attacks, doesn't trivialize Galamoth, but it makes him a lot easier to deal with. So once I'm done with this particular section, and fight the Dodo Bird, which is on the next screen over. Oh yeah. Yeah, Chrysogrim kind of trivializes a lot. I mean, I have punched to death a couple times, but I'll take the crits, yeah. I will tell you that having to do the Galamoth fight without being properly prepared is not a fun adventure. I just failed that jump entirely. Alright. Yeah, just go. I will mention that this normally doesn't work quite this well without actually performing the command to do it, but the randomizer has opened that up to be pretty easy. And there goes the Dodo Bird. Bye, Dodo Bird. I don't need map coverage anymore. I'm pretty sure I don't. But then again, I haven't confirmed what I needed or don't need. So just for the sake of completion, let's go ahead and cover this. And because I do want to do the underground sooner than later, we're going to go do that next. At the very least, get the teleport point. That's the Dodo Bird, by the way. It's the only place in the game it spawns, and it drops the Heaven Swords. But yeah, there is a way... Oh, thanks for the shield rod. That is one part of 2 for the other way to cheese out the rest of the game. Which is having the shield rod and the Alucard shield. Alucard shield is one of the items that gets taken from you from the beginning of the game. You can find it at one of the nice spots here later on. And the other one is the shield rod. Combine the power of shield rod and Alucard shield, you are quite literally invincible. As long as you have magic, it works. It just works. It just works. I believe the shield is here. The Alucard shield normally spawns here. The shield rod normally is in... oh, hey! Got my sword familiar. Thank you for that. The bat's great. The ghost card's great. Well... Oh, wait. Did it send me this... it sent me the sword, not the... Yeah, it sent me the actual sword in my inventory, not the one that I can use as a familiar. So, there are 5 familiars in the game, 7 if you're playing the original Saturn version, which basically amounts to a duplicate of 2 of them. There is the bat, which by my opinion is probably the best one aside. Maybe not damage-wise, but it's a lot of fun to have. The ghost, which you've seen me running around with the entire time. 2 demons if you're playing the original version, but 1 demon if you're playing the English version. but one's the demon, one's the nose demon. 2 fairies, again, if you're playing the original version, the fairy and the sprite. Functionally, they do exactly the same thing. The sprite and the fairy are pretty much the same thing. The nose demon and the demon are the same thing. And then last but not least, there is the sword card, the sword familiar. So what's cool about the sword familiar is that unlike the other ones, if you level up the sword familiar enough, by the way, this thing levels up as you kill things. If you level it up enough, it changes attack form, and it also can become an inventory weapon, where you can use it instead of the free-floating thing that it is as a weapon. Naturally, if you've leveled it up, it can also become one of the strongest weapons in the game. It actually is by raw damage the strongest if you've leveled up your familiar to max. Although the blood sword, the mirror master, the Gur thing can be stronger if you decide to try to level that up. But again, even despite it being the raw damage better than most weapons in the game, if not all, Crystal Grim still can outpace pretty much everything. Yeah, this is fine. Remember how hard Slogger and Gaibon were at the beginning of the game? Yeah. Remember that guy that stole your crap at the beginning of the game? Yeah. Remember how strong he was at the beginning of the game? He wouldn't even let you fight him. He just took your stuff. Brother just rolled up and stole your suit. He sure did. Hey, you let him. I did. Alright, so this is a special hidden door. I do not have the demon card, so I can't go in that area. There may be a possibility there could be an item in there we need, but until I have the demon card, it's not possible. I love ice cream. I keep getting ice cream drops. It's wonderful. Alright, I want to make sure I grab the teleporter before I continue on. So at least I can zap away when I need to. This is normally where the Alucard sword lives, right here. So after all the work that you've done to get back up here, that's the Alucard sword, which, honestly, if you got nothing else, that would be more than enough. The Alucard sword is definitely capable. Grab the teleport room, which we will probably end up using on the way back in. And I still don't have power of mist. I don't have the mist. I don't need TNT, but I'll grab it. So there's still a few places I can't go because of that. There's a few places I can't go because of Demon Card. But there's always the possibility that neither of those things are going to be ever needed, honestly. So currently, the last thing I need is the other 2 pieces of Vlad. I'm not sure how many Vlad pieces along Dog Developer is, but I'm pretty sure he has everything else he needs other than the Vlad relics. I'm going to go ahead and save. Yeah, seeing him buzzing around, he's been moving around pretty good. I know that he's got the Bat card. I know he's got the Jewel of Open. Pretty sure all he needs is just the Vlad relics. And I'm more than certain that he's gotten enough bosses and map coverage to clear his side of the game. Pro piece, about how many more duelists do you think you got going on yours?
You mean like how many I need?
Yeah. Hey, my
A lot.
A lot, okay.
I'm considering just hinting all of them just to make it a bit easier.
I mean, it's more than allowed. I don't remember how much the hints cost, or what I made them cost, but go for it.
Check. Well, they're free.
Oh, there you go. Int away. I tend to make sure, or try to make sure, that the hints are free in syncs like this, because obviously we're doing it in front of live studio audience, minus laugh track, unfortunately. Man, I missed the laugh track. I tend to not like not being able to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Let's swing first.
I usually play with speed ups in the async, so that's why I'm very tempted.
I'm now invincible. But yeah, speed ups are also good. Anything that helps it go faster, whether that's actually using the speed up button or turbo button, or higher experience or higher drop rate, anything that makes it go really fast is usually nice. In a full async, maybe not so much, but I mean, it's still nice. Depends on how long sitting sync or sync is. Alright, so if you want to see the broken power, I mean, you've already seen the broken power of the Chrysogram. I'm going to show you the broken power of the Alucard shield and the shield rod, if I can find my shield rod. I've got two of them now, I think. Yes, they are. There it is. Grab this, which is a sword familiar for Dog Gulliver. Hopefully it's the actual familiar and not just the wieldable sword. All right. I want to show you how broken this is versus one of the most broken bosses of the game, because he's just annoying to fight. Force of Echo, thank you. Behold my true power and despair! Please? Please despair? Alright, thank you for despairing. Normally that boss is extremely difficult. But power of Chrysogrim, power of Shield Rod. Oh yeah, it's not that far of a problem. Oh, there you go. Some more star chips for you to recoup some of those losses. And bop, and bop. Star chips and cheese! I do enjoy me some good cheese, too. Now I can shield dash. That I'm willing to now shield dash, I should say. But yeah, with Julep open, I now have access to everything in the game except for the locked clock in the normal world and the locked clock in the inverted world, which is the one I need to be into. So, Dog Developer, if you can let me know how many more Vlad relics you need, that'd be swell. We can let the chat know. I'm pretty sure you've got at least 3, but I don't know how many you really truly have. Three out of 5. Okay, so I'm in the same state. So we both pretty much have all of the same gear at this point. I did get a shield breaker. Did you? I'm pretty sure I saw that you got one as well. I'm doing all this map coverage and I really don't need to. How? Alright, so this is the use of the spike breaker if you need it. I also, oh, the only thing I really don't have, I did think about that. I don't have mist. I think I have power of mist, but I don't have mist proper. Let me see. Oh, I don't have anything for the mist. I have no mist whatsoever. I'll just leave the spike breaker on for now. Oop, I still want to hang on to that because I still have to use that, unfortunately. Star chips. Chinese buns. They're very delicious, by the way. Some good steamed buns. Some pork steamed buns. Oh. This has got a steamer. One random holiday. Makes some really good steamed buns. It's freaking delicious. Oh, I got my demon card. I can open that door now. I might do that before I teleport away. Eye of Vlad, that's 4 out of 5. Nice. That is for Dog Developer. So he's got 4 out of 5 lads. I've got 3 out of 5. So he probably just needs that 1 for go mode, and I know for certain on my side I need to get 2 for go mode. I should be doing the shield dash here. Did I break stuff again? No, we're doing all right. I mean, nobody's kind of locked down as of the moment. We're all still schmoving. We are all still schmoving. No, I don't want the Aguilera, which is literally a gun. It's a lightning gun, but it's still a gun. Last fat's gonna be the merman be on the merman statue at the snorkel location. Is that in your game or mine? Because I have access to that now. On my side. I'm going to assume by the way you're mentioning it, it's yours. But yeah, I have access to that location now because of the Julep Open. But I want to go all the way down here to trigger this demon door real quick.
There's a ring of Vlad.
And that is 5 out of 5. He does not need to do anything else. Wait. That should be 5 out of 5.
This switch hasn't been pressed yet.
Matured enough to know how to push a button. Okay. So I do technically have retro achievements on, which shouldn't be triggering for this, but it's triggering for this because it thinks it's still simping. It's not. At least not a vanilla game. Alright, so we have Dog Developer. He has Go mode at the moment, I'm fairly sure. So he just has to beeline to the center of the inverted castle and deal with the madness that is Dracula. Of course, what's fun about that is that it has the strongest natural occurring enemy in the game guarding the way, called the Guardian. He takes a lot of hits and deals a lot of hits. He's a very, very painful target to hit by. Recommendation, don't. $2,000 bag. I'm just gonna leave it there. Alright, so I'm making my way back to I'm making myself fight back to the right side here. Alright, good luck fighting Dracula. I'm sure you're gonna need it with, you know, the Chrysogrim. It's such a terrible weapon. Such a terrible weapon. I don't know who uses that to fight Dracula. Gosh. What you need is a shield. Just beat Dracula up with a shield. That's exactly how you need to do it. Problem? Oh, are you frozen? I really hope you saved it. I really hope you saved your game. I mean, technically speaking, as long as it was an AP item, you're not losing anything. But I really hope you saved your game. Maybe just, like, use a turbo button to see if you can just push the game forward and see if it'll let you play eventually. Well, again, you might be okay with reset. I mean, everything that was given to you via AP should still be in your purview. You should still give it to you again. So, for those curious about that, yes, if you have an issue where you have to go back to a previous save, or if you die, or something like that, Archipelago will remember your collected AP items. So that if you've gotten items that were sent to you, or items that you picked up that were technically marked as AP items, it will give them to you again if you've gotten them. Which is great in the case of, like this, a crash or an issue where you have to disconnect and reconnect, or you have to reload your game. And pray that you saved your game along the way, of course, but there's at least that little bit of a benefit to not losing total progression. However, I will mention that if you get an item in your own game that is not marked as an Archipelago item, you will have to recollect it. So that being said, that whole process can be kind of cheesed in the fact that you could check an item, get it. If it's not something you need and you saved recently, you can save scum and work back. We actually mentioned that earlier about save scumming, like the casino in Pokemon, which is a really annoying thing to have to do even once. So you could save scum that. Full memory map of have a full memory map of something. Well, there you go. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, he can recover those bridges if he needs to. But I believe most, if not all, of your Vlad items were sent to you. At least I saw most of them being sent to you, so you should be alright that way at least. I want to go the other way first. It was just a save room, but I'm going to do it. This is also the reason for save early, save often, in case you do need to save scum or something happens to your game. Particularly if you're playing a beta-based, a beta or alpha state game for a Archipelago, you want to make sure you save as often as you can, because you never know when something's going to happen and go belly up on you. And you just can't rely on not having any issues. While the Symphony Rando has come a long way, especially on the AP worlds, it's still not perfect yet, but we make do with what we've got, because we enjoy this game and we like to play the crap out of it. Oh yeah, the stupid freaking skeleton jerks. Our little floaty skulls. The bitter flies. Forgot about those. A little sword for you. What's causing it? What's going on? Do share just in case I have to run into it myself. Oh, infinite bat. Oh. Okay. Don't bat into that then. Got it. It's very easy to do that, especially when you can just infinite bat across the screen, which is a feature of the Rando to allow you to not have to continually use your wing smash to go fast. So I'm gonna kind of make my way over to the clock tower again, just so I can get in there and see where the state is. But I'm at Beelzebub finally. And he's dead. Oh, hey, thanks for that. Now it worked because you bonked. See, it's not me breaking it this time, Shy. It's Dog Developer breaking it this time. I will not be held responsible for other people's actions. I can be held responsible for hitting the go button on the randomizer, sure, but not for other people bonking and breaking things. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. Ah, I hate these stupid imps. I hate these stupid imps. Same lock happens if you bad dash on a regular Coliseum cutscene. Okay. Yeah, bat dash is a really useful thing because it helps you go fast. It really does. It's really, really good to have. But oh, there's a kill. That's a dead Dracula, and that's a lot of items. Alright, so now that I've been sent a bajillion things, he's released a bajillion things, do I have what I need? Heart, rib, eye, and tooth of Vlad. No, I have a need for a single item left. I need my last Vlad item. I'm gonna make my way to the center regardless, but I have one Vlad on my... No, I needed the freaking... I dropped my watch. I needed that. I think there's still one in the center, so... Now the usefulness of use items can be seen. Alright, so upon completion of the game, you can have it set to do so or not, but GG to Dog Developer in finishing Symphony of the Night seed number 1. My seed number 2 still needs the one of the Vlad items, which is the Ring of Vlad. I should hint for that. I'm going to get to the center though, get a safe spot real quick. Oh! Yeah, I still needed 9 boss tokens and 235 rooms, so I needed the same amount. I definitely have exceeded that by a fair margin in both cases. Needed 9 and 235. I have 13 and 1214. I think I'm good on that. All right, I'm gonna do a hint real quick and see where my Ring of Vlad is. Hint: Ring of Vlad. It is at the Statue of Easter Island in Pro Pieces game.
I will look that up once I'm done this duel.
Thank you very much. Meantime, I don't think there's much. I mean, there's plenty more I could still do. I still have the entire bottom right quadrant here of the castle to do. And I have the entirety of the bottom half of the castle in normal side. But if I'm that close and he's able to, I'm just going to wait for that release. Meantime, I'm going to get a few needless levels, because I can, against the Guardians, who are an amazing pain in the backside. Oh, wait. You literally said that the moment I walked in here. Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
Because I was in the room and it cut me off from moving. I'm like, why did it just... Never mind. That was, like, instantaneous. The game knew I had it before it even popped it on the screen to let me know I had it. Alright, well, then I am on my way to GG against mine. And there's... You had to find that because your duelist, there is actually next to the literally the very last check location in my game. It would actually be the very last location without the Vlad relic, but here we go.
The weirdest part is, that's the duelist. The duelist I just got was the only one that had that card that had your
oh
part. So,
well, not
I guess
now.
It accidentally worked out well enough if I hadn't used a password.
Neat. I'm not gonna zip. Alright, here we go! Time to fight Shaft in the magical floaty ball of prisms. Disco ball dance! Did I ever get missed? I don't think I ever got missed. I didn't even technically need the Jewel of Open either. Another Ring of Arda! Thank you for that. It's a little late, but thank you. Are we going to hear the wind? Are we going to get a muted VOD? Yes. Yes, we are. And I am going to beat Dracula down with only a shield. Behold my true form of despair. Get shielded to death. Ha ha! GG.
Go back whence you came.
But I missed
Trouble
it.
the soul of my mother no more. How? How is it that I've been so
Well, the
defeated?
ending. Well, seeing the ending thing is more of a question. Probably
Ever
not.
Since you lost the ability to love.
Probably not.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains
Oh,
the world?
I will push that along at least. But you just got a crap ton of star chips and another duelist. 2 duelists. Missed. Sword card. Yeah, where was my mist? Power Mist was in your game. Doesn't matter at this point, but there it was. Alright, let's get the music going here. You don't know, I might be okay with my singing voice. It might not be that bad. You don't need to hear me sing.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, zip through the chit-chat a little bit here. If you want to hear the actual story, know the actual reasoning for why it's happened, other than just go beat Dracula again, and why all the shenanigans happen, go play it for yourself. It's out there. There's plenty of ways to get it. It's on the PlayStation Network. It's on PlayStation 1. You can probably get it as a download. It's on the Xbox Network. You can get it there. It's on the PSP if you happen to have one of those hanging around. Don't want to skip this.
Just like the wind, I've always
Yeah, the PlayStation version, the Xbox Live version is probably the better ones.
drifting high up in the sky.
Some voice actors too.
Never ends through thick
I have no idea how long this is gonna take because I need a very good deck for the final six.
always
Okay.
win.
What is up, man?
By very good deck, I probably just need like a couple more equips. Good luck.
Every day I live, and the best of me is all I have to give. Just like the sun, when my day's done. Sometimes I
Two MVDs though.
don't like the person I've become. Is the enemy within or thousand?
This is also a good. I don't know if I have to like, if I'm required to beat all the duelists, or if I just need to unlock the final, like the one that unlocks the progression.
Every day I live. Well, the best in me is all I have to give. I can't pretend. I am the wind. And I don't know if I will pass this way again.
Also, those versions outside of the PlayStation version with this song issues with permissions and whatnot.
Think of me when you see the sun or feel the wind. I am the wind. I am the sun. And one day we'll all be one. I am the wind. I am the sun. And one day we'll all be one. I am the wind, I am the sun, and one day we'll all be one. I am the wind, I am the sun, one day we'll all be one. I am the wind, I am the sun, one day we'll all be one. I am the sun. One day we'll all be one. I am the wind, I am the sun. One day we'll all be one. Drifting high in the sky, separate all through thick and thin. I always will, always I will find both life and death to save my friend. I am the wind.
So we're gonna keep this one going. I will let you know if you are interested, and I'm hoping there are many interesteds. I have just opened the thread on the Discord if you would like to join in our next async, which will start on Saturday. It will be a 5-game limit. You can play whatever 5 games that you choose. It doesn't have to be 5 games. It could be 1 game. It could be 2 games, etc., etc., etc. You can choose whichever amount of games you play. I would recommend games that you're familiar with, but if you don't have any that you're familiar with that you don't want to play specifically for this, that's quite okay. But that is up and running and available. So if you want to jump in that, please put your YAMLs in that directory. If you don't know how to join in and you want to join in, it's also a good place to say, hey, I would like to join in. Just go down to the RGL Random Monday tab under the weekly shows, and it'll be the most recent comment here at the moment. And we can get you all hooked up and get you figured on. So let me go ahead and put some other music back on here in the background, because having a quiet stream in the background for music is not how I like to do things. So let's get some music back on here for the moment. Let me copy this over.
I got another widespread. Okay, my deck actually might be fine. So I got 2 dragon treasures on 1 pull.
Pull that down a little bit so we can hear you. There we go. Excellent. So let's go ahead and continue to cheer on Pro Piece as they continue working on. He continues working on a seed here. It's been a fun evening. I will let you guys know. Normally for Random Mondays, you tend to not know what's going on as far as what we're going to be doing week to week. We will absolutely be doing Final Fantasy V next week as a randomizer specifically, because as mentioned, the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta begins very, very soon. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. The 4-Job Fiesta begins in 5 days, 13 hours, and 3, 2, 1, 0. So 5 days and 13 hours from right now, the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta, which I believe 5 days from now is technically the 15th, and 5 days and a half is somewhere between 15th and 16th, depending on where you're at. But basically, what the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta is a yearly event that's been put on for many, many years now. And it is there's a donation campaign that they've done every year. This year, it looks like it's the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. And that donation money goes into increasing the berserker risk. For those who have participated in the 4-Job Fiesta in the past know that the berserker risk essentially is the potential that sometime during your selection process you'll have a greater chance of having a berserker, and potentially many of them. And that's dependent on the total donation goal by the time the run, quote, the run, is completed. The run is a special version of the 4-Job Fiesta that's put on by, in this case, 4 very special individuals who are very, very well knowledged in the game. That'll be put on about the time that timer ticks down to 0. And it'll be a blast to watch, and it'll be a blast to participate. Last year was the first year I participated in the 4-Job Fiesta. I've been watching it for several years, but last year was the first year I participated. I actually did 3 full runs of the game. But basically what it is, aside a fundraiser, which is at its core, essentially you have a bot that will choose the 4 jobs that you have to use during the playthrough of the game. There are a bunch of other rules that go alongside of it, but that's essentially the core of it. The berserker risk is the addition of those 4 jobs. Some of those can be replaced with a berserker. Berserker being probably one of the most difficult classes to use in the game, not because it doesn't do damage, but because you can't control it. So it makes it more difficult in that regard. But that starts this coming weekend. We are going to do a Final Fantasy V Career Day randomizer next Monday. It will probably be the Archipelago Multi-World one. Yeah, just kill it and don't worry about ever using them. You could do that as well. But next Monday we'll be doing Final Fantasy V Career Day. Now I'm considering doing the Career Day randomizer as the 4-job style randomizer. The AP World does have the option that if you so choose, you can turn on the 4-job flag. The difference is it's obviously not really connected with the Fiesta per se, but because people have asked for it, essentially what it does is it picks your 4 jobs for you at the beginning of the game. You start the game with those 4 jobs, and you can't get any other jobs the rest of the game. And that's it. Another fun factor of that for the randomized for AP World is that you must comply with those 4 jobs. Every job must be represented, or it won't let you leave the menus, which is a pretty cool feature. So it's kind of a check and balance to ensure that you're not cheesing the system. But yeah, if you're interested in joining us for the Final Fantasy V Career Day, we probably won't end up finishing it on stream next Monday, but we'll at least start and play a little bit of it on stream. If not, get as far as we can, because it can take a while to finish a Final Fantasy V randomizer. But we're going to be doing that next week. If you want to join us for that, if you know somebody who would like to join us for that, let us know. And we could do that, like I said, as a 4-job style. That will make it even more interesting. We can go from there with that. Yeah, could be a lot of fun. I was going to do the 4-job, the Final Fantasy V Career Day tonight, but with certain things that happened the way they did, it's fine. We're good. We're good where we're at. It was fun. Swords of Revealing Light.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck.
Uh-oh.
Well, for 3 turns at least.
But what does the Jar of Greed do, or the Pot of Greed do? That was a bloody meme in the show. Every time he pulled the Jar of Greed, he had to explain it. Every single time. The Pot of Greed. So I'm glad you had to explain it yet again.
Yeah, luckily it's not in this game, so I don't have to go on a big explanation of what that does.
I saw a jar creature in your cards, and I was warning about that.
Oh. Yeah, the ancient jar or whatever.
I used to use the heck out of those Skull Knights. Regeki, which kills all the opponent's monsters, I believe.
Yeah, I should have just used Regeki, and then I would have been done like 3 turns ago, but oh well.
It's coming back to me. A little bit's coming back to me. Yeah, I think I used the Skull Knight because it was really powerful for a 1-card sacrifice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, ActRaiser would make a great AP if we made the stages all accessible from the start. It would! Of course, you could just play professional mode too, and that would be about the same.
Now this is where the game gets really hard.
Yeah, Promo's just a platformer though.
So the final 4, which is... It's pretty much just pull MBD and pray. Because they're... Everyone else's strongest monsters are very strong.
jeez. Here, have this 4K monster. The heck? Yeah, there wouldn't be much to do on ActRaiser if you only had the platformer mode. Because there's not really anything to unlock other than maybe some extra spell casts or different spells, which you have to choose before you go into the level anyways. But I don't know how that would work in the professional mode. Never tried it. I've watched people play some of it, but I've never tried it myself. The answer is always Morbidgeki. $150 points left. Ah! It's like a sneeze away.
Yeah. How many points do I have? I should go grab a bright castle. 1,300.
I will mention that the screen here you see in front of you is a few seconds behind. I'd say probably anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds behind by the time I even see it. So if I'm responding to things that he's already taken care of, that's why.
Okay, let's hope we get MVD plus like Dragon Treasure and Bright Castle or something. Okay, we got 3 quips, but no MVD. I only need 2, so... Because he's gonna play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon first turn. Yeah. Okay, that's a widespread probably. Which I'm also having one of my own. Oh, there was no widespread. I don't know what that is then. I don't even know if he has widespread in his deck.
Oh, we got an ad. I'm sorry. Ads are bad. I don't like ads. We have to do ads, but ads bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ads in the middle of the music. In the middle of the bops.
Okay, I don't know where his second Ultimate Dragon is, but unless it's right there. He didn't attack. Which I don't really want to test if it is that. Okay, no, never mind. That's just plain Blue Eyes White Dragon. I don't know why I always forget the AI in this game, because if they have a monster that's stronger than you, they'll always attack 100% of the time. And then these AI, they don't play in defense mode usually unless it's like a Millennium Shield or a Wall Shadow. So if they just sit in attack mode, that means it's weaker than your monster, but they're not gonna... It's not a... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. But it's weaker than my monster, but they also, like, don't play it in defense mode for some reason. Okay, that worked out fine. He only played one ultimate dragon, which was weird. Alright.
So how does the card combination thing work at the beginning here? Because obviously it's a little bit different than normal card rules.
So the cards have specific types, or like, so one monster can be rock, one's plant and thunder and so on. So so certain types can just combine with each other naturally, and then also certain cards can also combine with each other specifically, like a black skull dragon and a meteor dragon can make a meteor black dragon. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow along a little bit of the logic here, and I'm not quite seeing it.
Well, like a dragon plus a rock monster makes stone D, and then plus a plant makes B dragon something, jungle king or something. But then the monster you really want is twin-headed thunder dragon for most of the game, because it's just a dragon plus thunder, and then another either dragon or thunder once it's, and then once it has 1600 attack, then it becomes twin-headed thunder dragon. It is it's like a novel of fusions you have to remember.
Yeah, because I'm definitely more familiar with, per Dog Developer's statement, that I'm definitely more familiar with the original game when I played the card game for real. I'm seeing some of this merging things happening. I'm kind of confused of what's happening there, but
yeah. I only know like the basic fusions. I don't know any of the like. There's some really wild combinations you can have.
yeah, I played before the fusion thing was really a particular focus. And now it's all sorts of crazy stuff that you need a freaking master's degree in English literature to be able to figure out.
You know. Let's see how many tries Nightmare takes. So the upside of Nightmare, who's the final one, is his he only, so out of his 40 cards, he only has or they're all monsters, but the downside is he has extraordinarily powerful monsters. I think his strongest is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So he didn't. And also, duelists in this game, I think they have like percent chances to have certain cards in their deck. I don't know if this will. So there's just a chance that like Nightmare won't have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Which, so far I didn't pull. Yeah, that's twin-headed, so I probably win. Wish I could get a better hand, though. I didn't even see an MBD in this duel. They're just chilling at the bottom of my deck, waiting to be used. Okay, I beat the game.
Alrighty, and that is... I'll see it on screen here in a moment. Final hit, GG. So a time of 3 hours and roughly about 20-25 minutes. That is a GG on this sync. So for everybody watching, I hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Get a little bit of a sneak peek at what a Archipelago playthrough looks like. Now obviously we only had 3 games going on here, but some of the asyncs we've had have gone up to 40-some games, which is a lot, but not as many as there have been. There have been some pretty massive ones out there, but want to appreciate and send some thanks to both of our other runners here. We got Pro Peace in the booth. Thank you very much for showing us Forgotten Memory, Archipelago Randomizer.
No problem.
And of course, we had Dog Developer in chat playing alongside as our other person playing Symphony of the Night. Thank you as well for jumping in and playing through that. And of course, I've been your host this evening, Weapon. I've also played some Symphony of the Night. Again, just a reminder, next week we will be doing Final Fantasy V Career Day. If you want to jump in as a part of an AP session, we can certainly do that. Please let me know ahead of time so I know what to expect, and it can help you and help me get set up and connected up. And then for anybody interested in joining in an async, which usually is somewhere between 20 and 40 games on average, you can join us in the Discord. Go down to the weekly Rando Monday channel, and we can get you the information you need to get hooked up. And you can join in that next async run, which will hopefully start this Friday evening. So you got a little bit of time to get your games in, but jump in the Discord and let us know ahead of time. We can get you where you need to be. But on behalf of Retro Gaming Live TV and the AP community in general, thank you all for joining us, and y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your week. Don't forget to come back on Wednesday for Watts Days, Thursdays for Night at the Cinema, Friday, of course, for Can You Hack It, and, of course, Saturday raffles. Hope to see you all, and have a good one.